Hey vinyl community, I'm back again on this cold autumn evening for some more record nerdery. I pulled out a few from my racks again that I'm going to talk about, and hopefully you find something you like, something interesting perhaps. You may know them all, you may know none of them. We'll see. So yeah, just grab my stack here, here we go. So, first one, John Renbourn, Another Monday. How apropos, you might say. It's Monday, in case you're watching this on like a random Saturday or something like that. It's Monday. That's why I said that. John Renbourn was in Pentangle, the guitar player. This is a solo album, obviously, from 1966, I think it is. This is really lovely if you like folk, if you like folk guitar. I mean, this guy was an incredible guitar player, for one. He was a multi-instrumentalist. He could play sitar, you know, you name it. This guy could play it, basically. He's really talented. English, died not that long ago, a few years now, a handful of years. But yeah, basically him and Bert Jansch were in Pentangle, and they were just incredible folk musicians. If you don't know them, check them out. But yeah, if you like your sort of 60s folk music, English folk music, if you like a guy that can play the hell out of a guitar and had a nice voice too, then check out John Renbourn. This one in particular is great in my opinion. Next one. Okay, so this is a band I really love, the Incredible String Band. They were incredible, they did play string instruments, and they were a band. Scottish, if you don't know them. And to me, geniuses really. These guys were just in their own world really, in terms of talent and the fact that they were probably out of their minds on drugs and literally on their own world, you know, on their own planet. And that basically created some really interesting music. So first of all, the psychedelic cover, look at that cover. Incredible, isn't it? That was designed by The Fool, the Dutch design collective that famously painted Eric Clapton's SG guitar and when he was in Cream. And they actually kind of released their own album as well, folk album. It's alright. I believe Graham Nash produced it. But yeah, this album is beautiful to me. This is my favourite album of theirs. Just really interesting folk. Basically, if you can imagine people that are really talented folk musicians that incorporated Indian kind of rhythms, influence with the sitar that was very popular in the late 60s, mixed with just, it's almost spiritual music to me. I mean, maybe it kind of is in a way. It certainly touches my soul. Now, it's hard to explain really unless you've heard this music. I think it's the kind of music you either get or you don't, you either like or you don't. I could see how this album, if you're not into this kind of thing, could drive you crazy because it's quite out there in a way. If you're not used to this sort of music, but at the same time, there's some really just lovely, just beautiful songs on this album. It's very interesting sort of music to me. I just find them really charming, and there's some really just lovely music on this. Robin Williamson is still playing to this day. Mike Heron, I think it's Heron, plays now and then, I believe. But yeah, Robin Williamson, I've seen live a couple of times. Basically, I grew up in Glastonbury, which is where they have the Glastonbury Festival every year, famous for that. And it's basically the hippie capital of England, and that's where I grew up. And Robin Williamson plays there at least a couple of times a year, and I've seen him play quite a few times there. The last time I saw him, it was in a church, in St John's Church in the centre of Glastonbury, and it's just me, him, and about 15 people, and he tells stories and like funny stories and plays songs from the Incredible String Band sometimes. A lot of the time it's his own kind of thing that he likes to do. He's an incredible musician. These guys were multi-instrumentalists as well, and he plays the harp, guitar, all these random instruments. He'll play flute, whistle, everything he can play. He's a super talented guy. I've seen him live a few times, and I got to meet him. First time I met him, it went well. Second time, I think I bothered him a little bit because I was a bit, I'm such a fan. You don't want to come across like sycophantic, but it's easy to do when you're passionate about what somebody does. And so I hope I didn't cross the line into being like a weird fan, but I just love him, anyway, check it out. It's interesting. Okay, now this album to me is a masterpiece of its genre. The Fantastic Expedition of Dillard and Clark. This is Guy Clark from the Byrds. Just super talented songwriter. And then you have Doug Dillard, who I believe was in the Dillards, funnily enough. This is brilliant. This is like, if you like country rock, if you like the Byrds, when they did their country Sweetheart of the Rodeo album, if you like Americana, if you like folk music, if you like country music, check this album out. This is really something special. If you know your stuff, you know this album. I think it's 68, is it? 68, 69? And this is just absolutely beautiful. The melodies on this, the harmony, basically this album is perfect. If you like this sort of music, this album is absolutely perfect. It's just beautiful. I can't even describe how good it is. If you're into your country, Americana music, this is essential. I think it's quite well known in the VC to those that are into this kind of thing. This is really a gem. So check it out. Okay, next one. This is an interesting one. Robin and Linda Williams. Shenandoah Moon. I think it's pronounced Shenandoah, I'm not quite sure, but this is like Americana, folk. I got this one at a record fair. There's a local record fair here that this guy always has tons and tons of American albums, original American albums like country, Americana, disco, random stuff that he charges. I think it's like 3 albums for £5 or something he sells them for, like really cheap. So I just go mad when I go to the record fair and get all these really cool and interesting Americana albums, because not many people seem to be interested in them here, but I love them. Just beautiful music. Just really just makes you feel good on a cold evening, on a cold day in the autumn. Some lovely like country or Americana music I just love. And this is really nice. I'm guessing this was a husband and wife duo. I've got another one of their albums that I picked up on the day. There was another one there which I left because I thought I don't want to go too mad because I don't know if I'm going to like it or not. So I thought I'll get 2. I got the 2 that looked interesting, and they're both great. So I wish I got the 3rd now, but this is really nice. She can kind of warble a little bit in places, which is not that great, but overall she's got a really good voice, and this guy's got a really good voice as well. Very sort of a lot of feeling. So there's like banjo on this, guitar. I think maybe a bit of violin here and there. Maybe I think there's another album that I've got of theirs that I mentioned that has that on it. Check it out. Really nice if you like your Americana stuff. You might even know them if you're from America. I don't know. I think it's a private press, that one maybe. A small label either way. Willis Allen Ramsey. This has kind of got a bit of cult status. I'm just seeing how long I'm going here. I don't want to overrun here. Willis Allen Ramsey. Really beautiful. This album is exceptional. It's like a lost gem of music to me. I saw this one locally. There's this guy that always has these cheap albums. He sells them on a stand in the street here, and this sat in like the £1 bin for months. Nobody bought it, and I was like, what is wrong with people? I guess they just don't know who this is here in England, But I couldn't believe it just sat there for months and months. It's like, if people only knew how good this album was, if the guy selling it only knew how good this album was, it would have gone like that, because this is absolutely brilliant. If you like your folk, like I say, country, just this guy's got a lovely voice, almost modern. There's a lot of modern sounding people that you could be forgiven if you heard this, that you'd think this guy was from today in a way. This guy's got quite a modern sounding voice to me. Timeless, I guess. I believe this is 70s, I've forgotten, early 70s maybe. But yeah, this is really good. Check it out if you don't know it. I mean, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised how good this is. This is a nice one. Music of the Rolling World. Ruth Barrett and Cynthia Smith. Now, the first thing that attracted me about this was the cover. I saw that and thought, there's something about this that looks good to me. You know, if you've been collecting a while, you can just kind of tell, can't you, if something's going to be good. And luckily I was right with this one. If you like Pentangle, the UK band Pentangle that I mentioned earlier, who John Renbourn was in, you'll like this, I think. Very sort of reminiscent of Pentangle, Jackie McShee. Lovely, beautiful voices. Just really nice music. I think they must have been heavily influenced by Jackie McShee, because it's very similar. Not as good, but still very good. Very good. Better than this album has any right to be, actually. This is really good. This is one you can buy for nothing, basically, on Discogs. So I recommend, if you like Pentangle, if you like that kind of female folk music, definitely get it. This is from like early 80s, 82, I think. But yeah, this is beautiful to me. So yeah, check it out. Ry Cooder, Paradise and Lunch. I love Ry Cooder. I think he's brilliant, especially his 70s stuff, late 60s, 70s stuff. Just blues, Americana, folk, down home, I don't know what you call it, just really just Tex-Mex, you know, just that stuff that makes you feel good if you're into this kind of Americana, bluesy vibe, basically. He could play the hell out of a guitar, still can. Great voice, heartfelt, just damn good music, Ry Cooder. I've explored all his 70s albums, I have them all. This is my favourite. Yeah, wonderful stuff, just really good. I'll show a couple more if I've got time here. Now, over the last few years, I've got really into jazz. I find it to be very, very rewarding and soul-soothing, and some of the deepest music you could possibly listen to, basically. And so, yeah, I got this one recently, Giant Steps by John Coltrane, an absolute jazz classic, where my name comes from on here, actually, on Instagram. Giant Steps 19. Yeah, this is an original UK copy from 1960 on London. I was very lucky to get this. I traded for this because I couldn't afford it otherwise. This is an expensive one. But yeah, this is a jazz classic, deep yet accessible. I mean, it's John Coltrane. If you know jazz, then you know John Coltrane is a god of jazz. So yeah, if you don't know this one, check it out. It's exceptional, beautiful album, perfect for your Monday, I'd say, if you like a bit of jazz. I think I'll show one more, and that'll be it. I don't want to bore you. Kevin Ayers, Joy of a Toy. Now this is the UK first press, the original. I was very lucky to get a while ago. 1969, ahead of his time. This guy was in Soft Machine. You may know Soft Machine. This is not like Soft Machine, although there's echoes of it here and there in the music, but not like Soft Machine. This is beautiful in its own way. Kevin Ayers had a really nice kind of deep, relaxing voice. Very English, this album is. Very charming, psychedelic in places with the music, perhaps some of the lyrics even as well. but generally just really lovely, beautiful songs. Girl on a Swing, Lady Rachel. What else have we got here? It's all good basically. This album is all great. If you know, it's a well-known album if you know your '60s music. Big in the VC, I believe. This one, very sort of collectible album. This one on Harvest. But yeah, it's wonderful. If you don't know this album, give it a chance. You know, sit back, relax. You know, really listen to it and take it in. And I think this will grow on you until you love it, or maybe you'll love it straight away. I don't know, but I love it. It's brilliant. Very nice on a cold evening as well, that one. So yeah, I think that'll be it for now. I thought I'd make an appearance. It's been almost a week. I was going to make a video on Friday, but I ended up going to visit my mum for the weekend, so I didn't get around to it. And then I came home last night and I was too tired, so I thought I'd do one tonight just to show my face. And yeah, let me know what you think. As always, feel free to subscribe, leave me comments. I do enjoy the comments. It's nice, you know, when I'm at work and I'm bored out of my brains, it's nice to kind of see some YouTube comments and have something to cheer me up in the day. So yeah, let me know what you think, and I'll see you soon. Peace.